Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm Frozen Melon, and today we're back with some more SpellRogue. Apologies, I have been on a bit of a Undermine 2 spree recently, and I've had a lot of backlog videos of that, so a lot of stuff is probably still going up as we speak as well. But today we're going to try and do a good old Descent
I sense danger.
10 run if possible. At least that is the plan anyway, and we're going to try and get this done if at all. But yeah, we're going to try and figure out what we can do. I'm just going to go with something simple and effective as we always do, because I think that's just a good idea. And yeah, let's make the lowest one become a sapling die. I always have issue with that as well. And let's begin, I guess. We're going to try a hazel run. I've been kind of like trying to do some recording of this in the background between everything else, hence why I've kind of been a bit of a spree with one thing rather than another. Ooh, that's actually pretty good to take. Ooh, mana symmetry as well. Ooh, we could have some really cool stuff here. Yeah, I think we'll take that, pick that up, pick that up. Means I could not do this. This, I think, is bad now, because I always seem to get, like, ruined by it on repeat. Yeah, let's begin with this. We'll take 6 instead, a little bit higher on the upfront cost, but that is fine. We have a late game shop to go to, and I think that is a great way to go. Yeah, I think the late game shop is a good idea. But yeah, for me it's been a bit of a while since I played some of this. I've been getting kind of semi-frustrated, shall we say, with how this has been going recently. That's that. Put that in there as well, so we can do that and that. And then we do this. And get more points. It's more on the side of just like, ooh, sapling, nice, duplicating. Oh, this is gonna be so good if I can duplicate that and repeat. I just realized how good that is. With the mana symmetry, that's a really good start. It is a really good start. And do that again, and we're good. So we can set this up to like enchant a die and then just duplicate it, because it's always the lowest one, right? Is that always the lowest one? Yeah, lowest die. So we could probably always duplicate it. Ooh, seismic, interesting. I like the idea of it. Has flexibility, is pretty good damage as well, with no sort of limitations on it. This is also kind of good, and also gives me some defense at the same time if you want to go that route. Does do it double dipping, which to be honest actually is probably pretty good in that front. But Seismic could have some really good uses. Or do we go Fleeting Might? Is my question on this. Fleeting Might gives me a bit of damage output, and I could have some really cool stuff with the drain effects on there. I'm going to put the Seismic in. A better offensive attack, even if I'm not using the blessing bit. I think it's still pretty good. Let's go to the left one. Ooh, inexplicable. We've done this many times before. Lose the mana symmetry. Do not want to do that, despite the upgrade. We'll just choose to gain a common void spell then. And Styx is not great anymore, just because of the way stuff works. There is a thing for Ether Echo, but Strange Presence is something I have not really messed around with, to be honest, although I can't put it in just yet, so we'll go and take this shard. We'll do this fight first, just because I'd rather have the shard immediately. Because Strange Presence, I think, is quite a good defensive spell, although I haven't really used it as much as I probably should do. You know? Probably my own fault more than anything else, but still, you know. There are things that we do try and do whenever we get the opportunity. Okay, so I guess we'll upgrade that, we'll upgrade that. That becomes a sapling die, that is pretty good. And then I guess we'll upgrade this as well. So now I could do 5 with these, but we might as well do 6, because that's just better in general. Then do the 7 there, and then we keep the 1. So now I just want to keep duplicating this, in my opinion, right? I'm going to try and get some good defense. Let's do this first. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Okay, that's not so great. Put that and that to get some 4s to deal some damage. And then I guess we just deal damage again. And then put that over to a 3. I want to try and get this guy out of the way quicker rather than later, in my opinion, but I may have problems with that. So that becomes a 3, so we go that and that. And get the defense as well. And just hold those back. Duplicate another 3. Why not at this point? Yeah, so this is the bit where I was like, I wanted to kind of get past this before I had the opportunity, but I guess that's not going to happen. A 1. Deal damage. Then again. Duplicate you. And turn that to a 5. Okay, we now should have enough to deal as much damage as we need. There we go. Ooh, 5 thorns. Ooh, bramble growth to gain some thorns. I could do with some thorns. Carapace is also pretty good. I do like my thorn gain. Upgrading that instantly would be also pretty good as well. I'm gonna put that in there, just so we can have this spell in there. I like having some other ways to deal damage in a way. I think the way that I can trigger the bramble growth as well is going to be kind of nice. Just so I can basically get some setup on it immediately in that way. And then I guess we're just going to do this. Do that. Ooh. Put that over. Do that. So I get a 2 back. Do that again. Flip that. Sapling. Change that over. Then just do 6 damage, I guess. Do 1 to 4 and scale one of those up. I think the main thing is just if I can defend enough to warrant what I'm doing. And I think we should be fine then. I will admit, having these appear on repeat is actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, you know? The random bit on seismic is going to be a bit of a problem, I think, as well. I got nowhere to actually, like, target, like, backline. At the moment. Ooh. It's a little bit expensive, but the upgrade is actually kind of useful. Plus the days bonus on this. The Blossom is also interesting as well. I just don't have enough ways to gain good defense currently. Gleaming Exterior fits the bill for me and allows me to kind of set up a little bit. Also does kind of help trigger the Seismic a little bit as well. What do we want to go with here? Because this fits into the whole build idea of what I want. This also does the same thing with this. Adjacent countdown effects kind of irrelevant. I think we have to go Vine Grip here. Because it does so much for the defense gain as well. We just get rid of Earth Spike for the moment. Oh, well, I should not have disenchanted it. I guess we are going to a shop, so we'll see what we get here. That's kind of good for power scaling. Instinct is interesting as well. And the countdown change is also applicable to it. Oaken Self I do like the idea of as well. I need to buy at least one spell, I think, because otherwise I'm having to sacrifice something on here as well, aren't I? For my dumb decision to disenchant one of my spells. What's the cheapest then? I guess Oaken Self, and it might help block. I guess I might pick up Instinct. Just because it kind of does the same thing as the Vine Grip, but cheaper. In a way, but also applies this for, like, other uses. Does it beat out the Seismic, then? Not for the moment, I don't think. Not for the moment. Yeah. That's fine. It just also limits the available pool as well, those spells I can get. Just trying to have like a little think about kind of like what ones do I want to be able to use and where do I want to be able to use them kind of thing, right? Let's put that down. Let's duplicate you first to put you in there. Do that again. Okay. That gives me defense. That from Sapling Die. Not bad. Then we could just do that, switch just the days on it. Hate the faded thing, but that is kind of fine, really. Like, I can just deal with that. And again, defense. Ooh, don't really have much I can do here. That's good enough. 5 on that, do the 6, and I guess no point attacking that, so we'll do that again. Gain some defense so we're not taking any damage, and then just leave these to kind of level up. Good old Vex. Okay. Don't really think it affects me that badly, right? Put that on there. Do this. Do it again. Do it again. This will generate another die with the overflow. Bramble Growth. Duplicate for 3. Another 4. Use a 2. Use that 2. Man, if you rolled the 2s, you're like laughing with that, aren't you? You are laughing. Yeah, the fades on that are absolutely fine. They're like, what's really going to happen? Anyway, we need to defend, so... Guess we'll just take one of those guys out. Cool. I was kind of hoping I'd hit the things I actually wanted to hit. I can still kind of force it, but still, you know. I think we're in a good spot in a way. We just need something to kind of make sure that I keep gaining more and more defense. If we get that option, or like power scaling, that could be pretty useful. We've got the Oaken Self, which isn't bad. Which could go into this as well, but that's probably going a little bit too much. Anointed Impact, I don't know. I think this is a little bit too much and too slow on the power gain for So Power. Like, the setup's kind of nice and stuff. Terraform is interesting, though. Like, having the extra +2 around and stuff to get the extra armor out of it. Plus the extra uses, stuff like that. I'm going to gamble a little bit, though. We're going to gamble. Ooh, Graft Mana. Or Spring into Action. Spring into Action is such a good early game defensive tool. The only issue with it is it kind of locks me out of high defensive stuff, which I can't really do anyway, but yeah, let's do that. Change that out and disenchant Bulwark. No, don't disenchant this Bulwark. You got to do it here. I think Bulwark can go. I want to keep the Instinct. I just have the feeling the Instinct's be really good. Oaken Self is not, so those two can go. And give me a spell. Fixation. Ooh, Solidify. I think this is the one I want to go with. Just because, like, if I get some blessing stuff, it's going to be really good. Plus, it does give me power scaling as well, so there is that benefit. What do I take it out for, though? Like, I could take it out for the Bramble Growth for now. Because I don't really have much benefit for this. This kind of works in the same way. Right? Yeah, we'll try this way. It's kind of it's kind of a toss-up at the moment. I need blessing gain, or I need some way to convert this so I get the most out of it. And I'm just trying to think, like, what is, like, the best course of action for that? When sort of, like, really thinking about it. Use the Spike Seeds immediately for this fight. And then I guess we try and defend up, I guess, is the course of action here. I think we do this one first. And then 4 and 4. Duplicate this die. Get a sapling die, that's kind of nice, but again, it's not really the one I wanted it to land on, but I should have used that 2 before on this, so that's why. Can I stop this from happening? I don't think so. Actually, no, I can. I can stop it. Like, stopping that first point of it gaining power is pretty important. And 4. Do that, and guess you put this in here for now. Put that in there. Bit disappointing that kind of happened that way, but we can defend quite well, so let's do that first. Another 2. Great. It's got another 2. 4. Just put that in there. Turn that into a 3, then a duplicator. Instant 2, that can go straight into that then. Put 1 in there. See what we get. Another 2, that can go into there to deal damage to this guy. And that's a 6 to again deal more damage. And then gamble on it. Or do I just defend? I think defend there. Never mind, that was actually a better choice. Not quite the choice I wanted, but... Hey, having the extra dice around now is actually pretty good. Means I can kind of use them as when necessary. The ones go straight into the broken areas. Now, I'll try and deal 10 damage. Duplicate that one. I will admit, having the days is something that I didn't think was going to be as good as it is. Right? I'm not afraid to say that either. I don't need to defend anymore, right? Yeah, we're all good on that front, so I could just let this die be. But to be honest, might as well still put it somewhere, because it still spends what I'm going to spend anyway the next turn, so... It's kind of like, why wouldn't I, right? Set that up. Defending is probably the best option, so let's do that first. A 4. Yep. Knocks this guy out, stops him gaining more power. Do the 2 again, get another 1. Do once more. And then do that. I think the daze is what's helping out the most. Like, yeah, picking up the Vine Grip, I think then having the ability to go to Instinct later, if we got the choice between the two, is going to be really good. Like, as sort of like a backup option. Okay, okay. Just put that in there then. And the Solidify at the moment give me some power is actually kind of nice also. Which is something I probably haven't recognized as well as I probably should do. Because it's just allowing me to kind of set up turns and not feel threatened, I guess is the way I would probably say it. Let's see what spells we got first. Ooh, Proliferate. Or we can gain the Fortify, but I don't really care about that. We've had this issue with natural hardness. I always think it's kind of one of those ones that's later. Proliferate does kind of give me power scaling and kind of pretty good stuff. I get good defense. And then, like, if I get this upgrade, like, it just starts casting itself, which... At the moment, we don't really have any ways to roll 6s, but it could be good. I think it actually might be the way to go. And I take out some, like, seismic or something. Yeah. We got here then. Run cursed. I don't really care. I think we'll go with the lens because that's going to benefit me more. Or do we go? Actually, no. Chest of Wonders. Yeah. We get the automation room. We're laughing at me. Every time you apply an affliction to an enemy, we don't really deal afflictions. Start gaining 1 power, or every 6 rolls 1 daze to an enemy. Well, the daze is actually pretty useful, I think. Like, it's really good defense and helps out. Okay, shield rune, attack rune, cost rune. Again, let me see my stuff. I'm going to reroll those. Auto cast each turn. Automation rune. Brilliant. On proliferate is just going to be hilarious, I think. Or do we just do it on solidify? No, we do it on proliferate, right? Okay. So, the automation rune. Some people let me know which one you guys should put it on. Okay? My first goal is if I put it on solidify, I pretty much guarantee this stat every single turn. So I get 3 power every single turn and also the block with no downside. If I put it on proliferate, I get the grow and whatever upgrade I get with it, which will probably be this. And I can still cast it again. Right? So there is like a good reason to have it on the proliferate, but I think it goes on the solidify here. Right? Just because, like, in long term, I think, like, it's just better overall. Is that wrong? I'm gonna... So, moan at me in the comments about that choice. Moan at me completely. I completely agree if that is a mistake or not. But I just have that feeling that having that auto cast every turn is just so much more useful. I mean, so I can easily get, like, 9 block every single turn with no issue. Every 4 dice spent, receive 1 rupture. I think that's fine. Gleaming mana. Glimmer. Ooh, interesting. I think shade armor might actually be fine. I don't think we're already going to be killing anything first turn, so I think that's also good to pick up. I think that's fine. I think we take the shade armor, because I think we're going to go for like a one-shot build anyway, with like 1 massive attack. I don't think any of these are worth picking up either. On defense spell and gaining fury is terrible. We've had trouble with that as well in the past. The protrusion, I don't think that's bad. For every 4 die we receive rupture, but I can see myself really kind of stacking that quite high in some cases, and with like 3 or 4 enemies that could be a bit of a problem. When losing attack from me, receive the Vex, that is kind of an issue in a way. Don't want to overload on Vex. Yeah, I think those two are absolutely fine. Okay, so what are we going with? To be honest, I would have liked to have gone and done some good fights here and a shop, but I guess we're going 2 fights into a shop, into this, into there, into that. So, yeah. What we want to do is just get to the, not the final boss, but a final boss and win the run. So that's what we're going to do. Play it safe and play it smart. Yeah, so like that instantly just gets like best outcome for me. That's not great. There we go. There we go indeed. Well. I swear I'm not getting the good stuff, you know. Turn that. I was like, yeah, what am I going to get turned into a 4 here or something like that, you know. That became a sapling die as well. Let's set this one up to go higher up. Yeah, rolling 6s, getting the 3 days is kind of nice as well, plus the trigger I can get on this, so... I'm not going to knock it, to be honest. Hit the defense there. Actually, we're all set for defense now. More days on you. Yeah, the 9 armor is actually coming like really useful. Doesn't seem like it, but it kind of is, and it's nice to know that I always have it, you know? Like, without having to worry about other stuff. And because I've got, like, the rest of these other die, like, I don't have to kind of, like, force any other particular issue. That can go in there, that goes in there, and then double attack. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think we're doing alright. I think the autocast having an upgrade would be nice. We can really, like, take the max value out of that. I guess we'll just take the fixation. Because I think we may end up going into the blessing anyway, with the way the build's going. Oh, no. Boulder toss. I mean, if we're going for like one big hit, this is kind of like what we're using it for, right? To deal like the most damage possible twice or something. Yeah. The fixation, though. It's kind of like a bonus on top of what it is. It applies to that as well. I'm going to pick the Boulder Toss just in case. We'll make sure we keep hold of it for now. Into the other battle, and then we'll go to Shockwave soon. And then, actually, we'll go Ritual? Ritual or Artifacts? Is a really big question. Okay. We need to defend. How interesting. How delightful. Do that. I'm kind of almost defended anyway, like, aren't I? Yeah. I can just do this to apply day something else, and then we're sorted. You know, in this game, just sometimes feel like, you know what, I'm going to punish you for no reason. Yeah, I feel like that sometimes, you know. doing this to make sure I can get the kill on this in one shot next turn or something, rather than having to kind of like worry about what's going to happen. So I can, like, you know, make sure there's no other issues with it. And then we can set one of these up for like that same sort of like one shot maybe. Duplicate that die. Hit this one twice. I kind of wish that the whole like sapling trigger thing didn't trigger on a... Yeah, we take care of this one first. That's enough to stop anything else. Like, these triggers on here would enchant, not the lowest die, but the lowest unenchanted die. I guess that's like personal preference, though, isn't it? That's just like me being a bit of a whingy person about, like, oh, my spells don't do exactly what I want them to do. You know. But there's that way that you want to play around, like, strategy a little bit, and ooh, Wild Strikes, that is kind of ideal, to be honest. It's not great because of the shade armor, because of the stacks they'll get like, on 3 strikes, a fair amount of armor. But it is a really good payoff card for all the power scaling we have. Rockslide is interesting as well, like just for the even and dealing the damage, and then getting like a free roll after it, or just a reduction in something else to cast. Which like is this or this. None of them really go in the blessing route though. Wild Strikes though. Like, it's so good just for like the payoff and the way I'm scaling power though. I can't really say no to it, unfortunately, as much as I would like to. You know. Stalk is interesting. Stone Meld, double my block. Interesting. Gleaming Force is that payoff card I've been talking about with all the blessing stuff, so like this and going that through, but I'd be giving up so much of my setup stuff to do it. Like, I pretty much end up giving up the seismic for it, maybe. No, I'd be giving up the Vine Grip, which is the thing that's defending me a little bit. I think I should do that. What spell are we getting rid of then? I think Boulder Toss is still pretty good, but Wild Strikes just does it better, so we'll toss that out. Proliferate is kind of good, but slow. And it's not auto-cast anymore, so I guess it's not that great. I'm going to get rid of it. Bramble Growth is probably not needed anymore, because we've now got the ideal route, so... We've got power scaling, we've got a multi-strike, we've got instinct, and probably going this route anyway. Spring into action is probably our lowest annoyance. Take the Gleaming Force here. So we're going to put, I think the Gleaming Force goes instead of the Vine Grip just because it's easier to cast, and this has got the cast, so once I cast this twice, this will cast as well. And yeah, I think we're in a good spot. I think we're in a good spot. I guess Instinct would probably go into the Mana Symmetry, but Mana Symmetry is working well with the Gaia's Grasp when we start that train rolling. So yeah, I think Spring into Action is the weakest of the spells I've got currently, so we're looking to swap that out for something. Maybe. Do I want to buy something else just to make sure I've got stuff to get rid of? I should have enough fights, right? I've got 1 and 2 more. Yeah, we've got enough fights. That's fine. Any potions that are better than what we got? Block Potion is really useful. That's kind of cool. Don't need that. And a Weakness Potion. I'll buy that Weakness Potion. I think it's really good in just certain ones. Now, do I want the Ritual or the Artifact? What am I looking for? Blessing gain, maybe? Stuff like that. I'm going to go for the artifact. Let's go for the artifact. We're going to gamble a little bit here. Each turn, -3 countdown. Apply marked, easy, or +1 charge to all random spells on enemy death. I think the -3 countdown is really, really good. I'm going to pick that up, because it works with the build idea that we're going for anyway, so... Lose Gleaming Force, no. Gain a 50-50 chance. Get a Morph Rune. We're going to skip that completely. I don't think it's very good. I mean, it can really kind of get you out of things, but I can't build around it, and my brain is not going to like that. So we basically got nothing from that event. Disappointment, but hey. Okay, yeah, so we're instantly fully blocked, so we're going to have a good time. Don't need to defend or anything else, because we already got the defense from this, so we can just use another Gleaming Force to deal more damage. That does more damage that way. Generate some extra die here. Can I cast 4 more spells? Should be able to. No, I have to go 3, which is annoying to deal with, just to get... I guess the setup's still fine and worth it, right? And put that in there. Like, the main thing I want to is to be able to trigger the seismic repeatedly, so that's kind of a good idea. That's kind of good. This is random. Oh, killed the thing off we wanted. We can duplicate this die. Probably don't need to worry about it as much now, really. And then I guess, yeah, we're actually kind of like set in a way. Don't need to worry about anything else. So, set my Gleaming Force. Set this up as well. Get in a sapling. Yeah, pass turn. Attack you first then. Okay, you're the real one. So that 11 damage there. That takes that guy out. That is delightful. Just do the damage against me. I just need to defend, which I can't do with this. Just duplicate you. Not quite defended. That's kind of annoying. Is it though? Do 13 damage. Do it again. Turn that into a 6. I think our dice economy is pretty good with the setup that we've got, right? Like, I don't think it's like a bad state for me to be in with this. And I guess we're just going to deal damage again to it and do it again. Turn that into that. That can go into that. And pass turn. Then we should to a point where we should be able to like pick the one thing out and oh, hit the seismic. Not great. Is it really? It's fine. You're not the real one. You are the real one. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay. Anything here that's kind of interesting to me? Javelin, maybe Preemptive Strike is kind of interesting. Flourish, but nothing any decent. Do I have a shop? I do not have a shop, so rerolls are up for grabs here. Impure Offering is kind of interesting, even if I do receive the Vex as well. I might pick that up, just because it's kind of useful. I think upgrading this to give me better scaling and stuff is kind of a good idea. There is this, just to cause this to always be cast, so it's kind of a 1-for-1. Right? That's also a good option. Gives you more flexibility as well. There's also this as well to start scaling defense. Now that we're our blessing building build as such. I think that's actually what I should go. So basically we'll start gaining Fortify to at least make me more defensive. And also gain power, so it kind of does it all in one, while we gain the blessing from the Gleaming Force. Right? I kind of want to take the Skull out first. I think it's the most annoying thing, but we'll have to see if we can do that first. Let's roll some of these. Okay, we're at 6. I don't need to defend. I can attack with this if we want to. Let me do this one first. Do damage there. Split that because we got low damage ceilings. Duplicate you what we can. Do this again. Do that there, and then set that up. Ooh, 6s. Not good. Huh. I think we kill these guys off just because they're going to be annoying otherwise, right? Yes, that's also cast without a blessing? I could have got more die on that. Heal 3 blessing. Am I not gaining it? Gain a Fortify. So at the moment I'm minusing 3, which is 4. Is this... Is this a glitch? Is something stopping me gaining the Fortify here? I'm confused. No? I am definitely confused. Cool, that kills that off. We're all good. So I have it. It takes my 2 blessing. It doesn't give me the Fortify. Okay, game. That's a bug. I'd like to point out a bug. I got a bug report for you. I am currently being cheated. I get the power, I just don't get the Fortify effect, which is kind of annoying. I don't know if it's just this fight, or is it going to happen in other fights as well, maybe? Who knows? That's definitely a bug. That needs to be fixed. Earthquake. That's kind of also a good thing. That's kind of not. I guess I'll pick the Earthquake, because it can be somewhat useful. The Sanctuary, got to get rid of 2 spells, so I guess the Violent Grip can go, and I guess Earthquake can go in this case, just because I'm not really going to do anything with it anyway. Oh man, I'm annoyed by the Solidify upgrade. That's really kind of got under my skin a little bit. Carapace. It's actually a pretty good upgrade on it as well, and I've been needing a better one compared to Spring into Action, so yeah, we'll take it. I will take it. Man, who would have thought the game would do that to me, right? We're going to set this up first, just so we have it ready to go for the next couple of turns. We're going to put that in there. Duplicate this one. Repeat that process, so we've got enough to deal with anything we need. And start setting this up. Start setting this up. And now, do this. That should get the sapling. Cast this again. And fully defended. We can set this up to have the sapling, and then we're good. Yeah, so I have 2. I lose. No, I see. The dice is what's causing the issue. Okay, I've got it now. I understand why. Because I don't have enough of the blessing to roll over. The Solidify gets cast after the dice are rolled, so I lose it. Then yeah. Okay, my mistake. I'm an idiot, but I'm allowed to be an idiot. This is how I learn things. You know? Characters again, it's fine. We're all good and defended. So let's start attacking. We'll chip both of them down simultaneously. Put you in there. And do it again. So I just need something that allows me to essentially do the thing. Nice. Do that, do that, do it again. Duplicate 1 then. Cool. Enough dice to last me. I'm going to use this weakness potion in this turn, just because I feel like I'm not going to defend very well. I do have a 3, we'll duplicate that one then. We have a 4, 4 can go in there, do damage. Can't do it again. We have 8, which I just need to put a 2 in there and we're defended. Cool. That Carapace upgrade on that is so good. And I can still upgrade it as well as a spell, so there is also that fun stuff. Use it immediately. Do that again, put it there. Do that again, put it on there. Do it again, put it on there. And defended, so nothing else to really do or worry about. Although I will spend some of these die because I feel like I need to. no, they're gaining power. What will I ever do? And I am not defended, but we can do that. Okay, that wasted one of them, yeah. Gotta watch out for that. My other question is, if I roll die and they get deleted anyway, because obviously they do get removed, will they get removed if I, if I have too many die, like, originally, kind of thing? It's like here, will I use all the blessing or just, what, 2 of them? No, use them all anyway. That's annoying. I am not a fan of that. I am not a fan of that. But oh well. Okay. So I need other ways to gain blessing. As long as I have more blessing than I have dice generation. Man, that's a really weird thing. Double my power. Kinda cool. Box Flare is also kind of interesting. Can repeat it as well. Some benefit on that. That's 1 box. Ultimate Power seems really interesting for doubling my power and just gaining the extra benefit from it. Does it fit into my build though? Like, getting rid of this, and the way my build is going, I need to keep defense up anyway. Having this is really good. Having this is also really good because I can always generate evens. Maybe this does come out? Strange Presence? But like, an upgrade to this is actually even brilliant. Right? Then like an upgrade to this just does it better anyway, right? Like, the upgrade to Ultimate Power is so good. Because it would just, like, it's like the ultimate payoff for this build. But I'm thinking, like, is it something I can actually forcibly cast? And the Mana Symmetry is what's really helping me keep up with, like, having extra die consistently. And, like, an upgrade to this, to do this, is probably... Actually, is it really worth it? I'm gonna pick it up anyway. I'm gonna pick up the Ultimate Power. I'm not a fan of the 2 Vex. Die. I'm gonna roll these. Enemies gain 1 power. Duplicating die. Receiving sap. I think enemies starting 1 power is fine. I can counteract that a little bit. So Impure Offering is kind of the thing I want to put in, right? Just because, like, it is going to help me out in the long run. And then I'm thinking, like, taking that out is going to be the way I want to go. The only other option is to take out the Seismic out of this build and keep the Mana Symmetry in just to keep, like, other stuff going. But, like, it gives me the ability to kind of, like, cast and make better use of the power gain. So I'll try this out first. No, because we're going to try and do more than that anyway. No, because we're going to have a lot of that. Pick that up, that's fine. Actually, for every 9 dice roll, destroying a random die would seem kind of fine, I guess. Because I should be able to counteract that quite well. I want to gain this as well. I think we picked that up as well. And then that. Yeah. I think that's good. So, like, this would seem really good, but it's really awkward to still use it and stuff. Upgrading this to cast is going to be really cool. Getting more armor out of that would be interesting, but we're going to get it from this anyway. Turning this into just an immediate constant, rather than just doing it twice, is going to be a lot better. This gaining more of that is kind of irrelevant. It's only ever want to use it the once. So I'm going to turn this into a constant. And we can go... do a shot. I want to avoid these, so I don't want to give it too many spells. So going this shot first then. Could go max health. Anything here, nurture, revitalize. That's kind of cool. That's kind of the payoff we're looking for, actually. Anti-life. A cheap kind of multi-hit attack that could pay off as well, but I guess we're going to stick with the build we currently have. I think Crisis Orb is actually pretty useful, some merge to defense when we need it. Yeah, let's take Crisis Orb, just in case. Also kind of helps upscale up with the rest of the stuff as well. Good old Hazel, you know. If I ever have any issues, I always come back to Hazel every single time. It's like, ooh, I can double my power. Yeah, so I cast a lot of spells, which is pretty much the main issue with this, right? So the first thing is, like, I want to deal damage if I can, right? So let's deal the damage. We get a sapling die, which is kind of cool, but not much going to deal with that now. I'm going to do this, just so I can trigger that. I can't kill any of these guys off, so I should just defend up and not worry about it, if I can. I'm going to put this in here, so we're ready to do that, and I'm going to use the block potion. Yeah, because Impure Offering can trigger on itself. Okay, that's kind of cool as well. That's actually quite useful. Did not think that would happen that way as well. So I can do this. Do that damage there. And... just the bang. And the main thing I want to do is just make sure I can defend pretty well. Now here we can kind of go ham a little bit. Just double my power again. Ooh, a Sparky die. Cast that, put that there. We totally do it. It's just because the amount of damage I end up getting from it after casting it a few times is ridiculous, so it is well worth, I think, the way we've gone with it. I think that was probably one of the worst fights I probably could get. Like, out of them all, anyway. Savagery is interesting. Sells the most. We do have chats from the shop coming up if we want to go for it. I'd probably go for the event more or less. Consecrate fits the build slightly better, I guess. Guess go risk into action. Savagery comes up. Go this way. But you guys have to let me know if you think my choice for the Solidify was the better one out of that. Because I'm kind of, I'm not unsure of my decision. But I could see why I was wrong. Right? I could see why I'd be wrong. So that's 3 die that goes in. I get the cast off. Now I gotta worry about the infected doing random stuff to me, which is not great. So, guess no. Use the sapling die here, and then use that one here as well. A silence die, that's not what I wanted to see. I'm going to cast this as well. Okay, it's working out slightly. Double that to another high amount. Mouthful, interesting. I could have actually still used that. What was I thinking? Oh, that comes to 5. I can give me a 5. Bit in there. Do damage there. Do that damage there. Kill that off. And almost kill that off. Yes, I think we got a good build. I think we got a good build on our hands. Thorn Ash is interesting. Sacrifice Shell is always a good thing to have. Spring into action. I don't think I need anything from there. Like, I think we're pretty much good. I guess we're getting rid of Wild Strikes because it just doesn't pay off that well. I guess I'll pick the Sanctify Shell up because it fits the build, just in case we do get something better. Get the Heavy Room, +2 to the countdown, +2 charges. So I could turn that into that, and give it extra charges. Could do that to this, and give it extra charges. Any of these? Nah, not really. Don't think that's worth it. Lose Carapace, I like Carapace, so yeah, we'll just leave that. Into the battle. Should have gone shop then. Should have gone shop. I could have got like another relic. Sorry, artifact. Let's flip one of those over, instantly cast it to get that doubling it going, in my opinion. No idea if that was going to be worth it or not, but I kind of fancied doing it, you know. Put that in there, deal more damage, set that up, and then I guess go for the Impure Offering here. I like this is only on the receive side of stuff, so I still get to do everything I want, you know? Okay. I can't double anything just yet. That sets my defense up. If I take 2 damage, is it worth it? I think so. So that still triggers that, and I still get damage in, and I take 2 damage. Take no damage. The fact that I keep getting 3s is very frustrating. 20 damage. And set that up. I take the 21, nothing else happens. Those guys just hang around. Do this first. We're going to double my power again. With Sparky. Okay, that die. I was gambling on a lot there. I will admit that. I was gambling on a lot. Oh well. Still, it wasn't a dangerous fight though. Gotta admit that. Like, it's one of those things where you worry about like a fight like that. It's like, you know, is that gonna be a problem or not? Granite Guard is kind of cool. Desolation. The all would seem pretty cool on that, but eh. We're gonna get rid of something. It's the Sanctified. No, it's Savagery here. And I guess we'll pick up the Granite Guard just in case. We have this. Now, having the guarantee trigger of this, I think, is better. So I don't need to ever cast this, it'll always cast itself in a way, like off the thing. Doesn't mean I receive mana leakage. Plus you can't run to buff if unable to lose 2 health. That's fine actually. Like, actually, do I care about the shard though? So over here I guess I don't really care about this or this. The upgrade here I don't really care about, although the dice could be interesting. That's already upgraded. Carapace, just giving more armor, is irrelevant. This getting whatever is irrelevant. This is already upgraded, both of these, so I guess I don't need it. Yeah. We shall leave and move on. We shall leave and move on. We can drag this fight out. It might be worth to do so. Oh, it's one of these fights. Because I would like to use the regeneration vial. And I think it is going to be a long fight anyway, so we'll try. Attempt to do so. An attempt to do so. I'm not a fan of this guy. Attempts to even just start targeting it. No. I kind of actually want to keep that. Is that actually scaling? That's not a good sign. Alright, let's double my power. Manifold can go in there and start triggering stuff. I'm actually going to lose this fight. I think I actually am. These guys just doing the whole weakness thing is annoying to deal with, and I can't stop that from happening. And with the sap that I'm gaining from this, like, yeah. I'm gonna double my power here. I can't even defend from that. I got it. The issue I have is like that I just don't target enough of the stuff. If I double my power now, I start doing 40 damage, which could mean I could win. I think I have to get lucky a little bit. I think I should still do this. Maybe I get even luckier with an extra roll somewhere. Killing these off doesn't do anything. One HP in a dream, guys. That was a horrible fight. An absolute horrible fight. Aspect of Earth, that's kind of interesting. I have to take the health from this, regardless of what it is. I think Duplicate comes out. I think Strange Presence kind of has to come out as well. Otherwise I'm not going to defend myself enough. Ten life in a dream, guys. 10 life in a dream. Can we do it? Can we do it? I mean, I've got to try and take out the hands first anyway, so that's like the main point. We'll try and focus on those. That comes a 5, so I'll put that in there. That can defend. So we should be fully defended pretty much, I think. There we are. That goes in there. We do this damage here to at least kind of trigger most of the stuff, and then do Impure Offering. So we should be set up. And I take 1 damage. Got this to split target die in 2. Should have used that on the sapling die actually, that's my fault. Days go somewhere onto that guy. So again, we're going to start trying to deal damage to the hands, although we're incredibly weak. Which is not good. Let's start duplicating my power. Echo. Put that down there, just so I have defense, which I don't have enough of, so we'll do it again. And do this. Okay. Okay, indeed. do this. And defend. And I'm good. Cool. And now we're starting to scale up now. That's the good thing, right? Is I can start, like, picking on stuff and, like, targeting them out without having to worry about the rest of the stuff. So we're kind of, like, in that good spot. In the sweet spot, I would say. Ooh, I see. And I can go in there. Then defend and defend. With me having enough blessings to keep this going as well, it's also in good sort of, you know, in good spirit. So I think we've made it to the other side, guys. I think I made it to the side. Actually, I probably should use this turn as one other turn to set this up. Remnant. Then one-shot that guy. Do the same to you. Should we do it again? And it pretty much means we should win. Have your prophecy. I don't even need to take the hands anymore. We're just done. There we go. Whew. A win is a win. That is Descent 10 done. Man, I'm happy that is over. Now on to 11. Now on to 11. But yeah, man, that is something, man. That is something. I am impressed with that run, actually. Very close so. And it's what I say about just some of the enemies and stuff. They can be really, if you get them at an awkward time, they can just run you over without you realizing it. Like, the scaling on them is ridiculous, and I think you just need to, like, I think Carapace and the regen potion pretty much was the only thing that kept me in that game. But hey, a win is a win. It's on the board. It is done. We have got that out the way, and now we have Descent Stage 11 to do. So that is on our list. So yeah, if there's a particular character you would like me to do for the next Descent 11, do put it in the comments. I will try my best, but normally it will just be whatever rotation I can do log on, but we probably will leave Hazel until we get to that Descent 13 part, and then we can try that again. But again, if you do enjoy these videos, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.